Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Black Opinions Matter, motherfucker. My name is Amin Hassan. I'm joined as always by Trey Edwards, John Jerv, and Jason Madison. Got a great show for you guys today. We're gonna ask the question that's on every black person's mind: why doesn't Taylor Swift have rhythm? Why? We all saw her swag surf off rhythm. Why does that happen? Also, Jason tells us some uber horror stories. I mean, wow. I had no idea. You don't want to miss that. Also, most Def's assessment of Drake's music as something that you listen to when you're shopping. Was he just spitting facts or was he hating? And that led us to a conversation on rap beefs, and specifically when you're on the wrong rooting side of a rap beef. We go down memory lane. Remember some of the most memorable rap beefs where maybe we was rooting for what was ultimately going to be the loser. You know, we couldn't get out of this week without discussing the tunnel in New York. I'm not going to say the name of it. I'll say it later. Right now, just, you know what I mean. The tunnel in New York. I don't mean the club. I mean what happened last week. And playing the song Lifestyle in court. Curious decision by the Atlanta DA. But first, patreon.com/countthedings. That's where you go for all the extra content. We got the OG podcast. We fired that back up. It's consistent. We're back all your favorites. If you love this in the True Hoop era, it's back to where it was. It's better than ever. You get the special edition Cinephobe episodes, like Half Baked, like Great White Hype, like Jingle All the Way Too. Trust me, if you think, I listen to every Cinephobe episode, but I'm not a Patreon member, you haven't listened to every episode. We got those there. We also do the watch-alongs, so the rewatchingtons, I should say. We're if you're listening to this on Monday, we're doing one tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern. We're rewatching X versus Sever, Ballistic X versus Sever. So you don't want to miss that. There's the Discord. There's the overflows. There's so much extra content. Stay locked in right there. Like I said, patreon.com/countthedings. All right, let's get the show started. Would you, out of the kindness of your dumb old fan heart, shovel snow so that your team could play today as opposed to having the game postponed? I want to start off with it's not the biggest news story of the week, but it is recent. Buffalo had its playoff game postponed because there was too much snow. And you've seen pictures of it. It's crazy. It's like the snow's coming up to like 6 inches. Like it's coming up the goalpost. You can't see the field at all. You could barely see the seats. It was way too much snow. Like clearly, like this is a state of emergency level of snow. And the Bills, not only did the coach try to hit up the governor of the state to change her mind on saying we can't do this shit, but also they was offering people $20 an hour plus free food to help clear the snow. My thing is, when you got to do an open casting call for people to do the maintenance of your facility and you paying them $20 an hour, guess what, man? I may not be ready to host the game. Just gonna throw that out there.
I mean, that's normal though.
What's normal?
That's normal in the
What's
Northeast.
Normal? What's
like
normal?
For them to have like a crazy snow hit the joint, and then they get the people to come out and help the
citizens, the local citizens.
Yeah, it happened here.
Bro, you did it in Philly, Jerv?
Fuck no, I ain't do this shit. I went to the game. Somebody else did that shit.
Oh, you went to a game in which the previous day somebody had shoveled snow off the field?
The Eagles NFC East champion. I mean, the NFC Championship game when they played the Falcons. When they finally made it to the Super Bowl, that was my first Eagles game I had ever been to in Philly. Right, it was a nor'eastern the day before. They had to get people.
So what was the temperature? What was the temperature?
Oh my nigga, it was brick. Like I can't give you a number. I know it was brick.
But it was snowing. It was snowing during the game. It was at a snow game.
It was not snowing during the game. It was a nor'eastern literally the day before. So it was a crazy, or it might have been 2 days before, but the shitty was locked down the first day. And then the second day, is when they, made the call. Hey, listen, we're trying to have this motherfucking football game, y'all. Who's trying to help out? I don't think people got paid here, to keep it a bean with you. I think it was just some volunteer shit.
Hell no. Who the fuck? Y'all like y'all teams that much?
Hell no. I mean, believe it or not, bro, there are people out here that, dare I say, that are fans. And they are fans of teams. And
I'm not mad at anyone who's trying to make a quick buck. I just feel like $20 an hour, there's other jobs you can do that aren't shoveling a back-breaking amount of snow in the cold.
And I feel like this is specific.
Those jobs also, but this job is available for you right now. Go get this money.
I feel like this is specific to NFL fandom also. Like, imagine, I know it's not possible in basketball, but just imagine, like, what fan base in basketball do you think will come out and shovel snow?
Shovel?
Yeah, just like in a freezing cold condition. Will be like
Sacramento. I think Sacramento would do it. I think Utah would do it. I think like all the
Boston
shitty places would do it.
Boston would probably do it. You're right.
Hey, Boston would not do it.
I just want to put a record.
You don't think Boston would do it?
That was me saying something positive about Boston too. Let's just add that to the record.
This isn't positive.
I don't know that that's positive.
This is some
that's fan. No, that's not.
No, that's some sucker
shit.
Sucker shit.
It's sucker shit.
Sucker shit.
Oh my God. Niggas is suckers because they trying to help out so they can watch the game.
No, you could also just have the game be postponed and watch the game without doing that shit. Look, if you need money, like, dog, I need $100 or whatever, and this is the only way I can come across $100, then, hey, man, more power to you. I hope your situation fixes up. I wish there were an easier way for you to make this money, but go ahead and make your money. But if you're just like, oh, I gotta wait till Tuesday to watch the game. No, come on, guys, let's go grab our shovels. Fuck out of here. You are a sucker.
So you're telling me I'm a sucker. Hey, not again for the record.
Hard work is hard work.
It don't got to be outdoors. It could be indoors.
So you're telling I'm trying to get the game to happen so it doesn't get postponed because that's one less.
Who cares if it's postponed?
Why do you give a fans? Because they got 1 day less of rest, and then they're not going to be ready for the next week. Come on, Jay.
Oh my
Jay,
God.
Don't sit there and act like I'm tripping because I want my team to get the proper amount of rest during the playoffs.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, Jerv, but at the same time, like, I'm not risking my body. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I said I'm not. I said I'm not doing the shit.
I understand the concept behind it, especially if you know what I'm saying, you got something on it. You got a future on your team or something, and you like, hey, y'all, we need to get this cracking so y'all can get that extra day. I got, a $5,000 future on y'all winning the Super Bowl. I'm trying to see, under those circumstances, it could start to make a little sense. But even then, like, I don't know if I'm sure, obviously it means seen it, but they're like Chris Whittingham from Levitar's show had a take like Buffalo shouldn't even have a team, or like these cold weather cities should not
either get a dome or lose the team. That was
exactly.
Get a dome or lose the team.
Like why don't these teams have domes? I understand it was like cute 50 years ago to watch these snow games and all that shit, but every city should have. I mean, that's a cold weather city, should have some sort of retractable dome.
Look, I'm gonna say this. If you want to be, hey, we play in the elements, that's our home field advantage, I'm okay with you leaving the dome open. But the moment it starts snowing like this in the forecast, you got to shut that motherfucker down, man. Because we can't have this. We cannot have this. We're not going to play in this.
But also Kansas City, I don't know if you saw that. I mean, they have like some heating system underneath
under the field.
Under the field, which I thought was pretty cool. But I don't think that would have helped the Bills at all.
No,
and it was funny. Somebody put they said Pusha T has this video on a loop where it was snowing on the field because it was just these crazy flurries. You couldn't see shit. It was just all white.
It's just white. Yeah.
Yo, I think the funniest thing I seen was they said Benny the Butcher could not have sold weight out of that weather.
Yeah, for real. Isn't Rick James from Buffalo?
Yeah, he is. Shout out to Rick James. Yo, speaking of that's so much white. Taylor Swift swag surfing. How are you in music? How are you a musician who plays instruments and sings and doesn't have rhythm? How's that?
And
Jason,
dances.
You're dances poorly. But you are a music expert, Jason. How can those two things coexist? Where my job literally requires me to be on beat, and yet I'm never on beat.
Well, obviously that's easy to explain. I mean, she's white. You know what I'm saying? You know, that doesn't take much music expertise. But you know, the crazy thing about that is when people post these Taylor Swift videos on Twitter and all social media, obviously she got a rabid fan base of Swifties. People defend her dancing. Like they like her. They like her dancing. And so even to the degree,
what do you mean by like?
Listen, Jerv.
It's likable.
Jerv, but listen. So you know, I do Ubers, and sometimes I have people that I pick them up from concerts and things like that. I picked up somebody one day. I think they were actually coming from the Beyonce show, and it was a lady. She wasn't white, and she was saying that she preferred not only Taylor Swift's show, but also her dancing. And so it's definitely a two America situation. Like some people look at this and
I know they might have quiet mode. Oh, he froze. Damn. Right. Yo, Jason, you froze.
Oh, damn.
Right when you said two American situation. But
yeah,
I want to ask you this. I know they have quiet mode on Ubers, but like at that point, do you disregard or you turn around like, pardon me, ma'am? What the fuck did you just say? How could she prefer it?
Right.
You can say I like Taylor Swift. I understand, you know, some people just like Taylor Swift music. It's not for me. I get that. Like musical preferences to me are subjective. People like what they like. I don't know anyone who can objectively watch Taylor Swift and say, better dancer.
But I mean, you ever be so thrown off by something or so upset? It's almost like I don't even know what to compare it to, but like that you can't even say nothing because you know what you say is gonna be so disrespectful. So I just shut it the fuck up because I was like, man, if I say something to this lady, she gonna be like, this fucking asshole, 1 star.
1 star.
1 star. So
just grip the steering wheel tighter.
Yeah, that's all I did. I was like, I can't believe this motherfucker.
Your driver rating will definitely be affected.
Exactly. So
let me ask you this, bro. Yeah. Since you're such a stand-up individual, right? Do you not, in order to get the higher rating, wouldn't the smarter play to
I agree.
Kind of
feed into the delusion?
No.
Yeah,
no. The highest rating you can get is just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's the highest. Like no one has ever complained, given 4 stars. I wish my driver was chattier. No one says that.
Well, actually, I get this thing from time to time that says not polite. So I don't know what that like. Yeah.
Jason, they want you to get out, run across, open the door, and then get right back in.
Right. So,
but also click your heels and check and jive a little bit before you get back in the car. Like,
because everybody who gets in, I ask, you know, I'm like, hey, how you doing? You know, make sure it's their name. Yeah. You know, how's it going? How's your day going?
How's your internet?
Yo, how I got better internet than him, and I'm on the train.
I don't know if it's because I be having the TV off. It's like if you got two things on.
Yeah, like that happens to me. Like if I have too much shit going on in the house, then it starts to impact. Yeah.
But yeah, I say hi, how you doing? You know, how's your day going? And if they want to talk, I let them talk. And if they don't, I shut the fuck up, listen to my music. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine by me. And so the fact that a nigga hits me with like the not polite every so often, I'm like, what the fuck? Like exactly what you saying. Like niggas want you to really shuck and jive. Like,
do you let them play their own music?
I was gonna say, Jason, what's your default music?
So I really hate when people ask to play their own music.
Okay, we might be getting to the root of the not polite right here.
No.
Keep going.
But that's a very rare occurrence, Jerv, and that really only happens with like drunk people late at night. You know what I'm saying? And I let them play it. You know, if they ask and they're like, "Okay, what can I play?" Blah blah blah. I'm like,
you don't offer. You don't offer, but you let them if they request.
Yeah, but I try to play like, and this will segue to our next topic. I try to play like mostly the most inoffensive music that I can play. So I play like a lot of R&B, a lot of like, you know, just things that's not like crazy rap, you know, like whatever I would listen to, you know,
Pound Town
in a mid-afternoon on a Thursday or something in the house.
If I got in the Uber and you were my driver and you were playing Pound Town, I'd be like, no, I gotta get out this joke. This is crazy.
That's crazy.
but that's some shit
crazy
some girls,
driver.
Some girls have requested at night is like, can you play Sexy Red? Like we want to hear.
Totally understand.
Hey, they trying to turn up. Jason, are you the person that, like, you know, when people try to pile up 3 in the back, do you get mad?
No, 3 in the back is fine.
3 is fine. 3 is
no.
Good.
Well, I mean, what is it, 4? Where they be like, where the door is hard to close?
Yeah, 4.
I don't like that when they try to laugh up.
Or do you? Let me ask you this, because I've always wondered this: when someone gets in the front seat. Like I always feel like whenever we got we always got like technically we could sit 3 in the back, but niggas don't want to. No one wants to sit in the middle.
So listen. So when I first started, I didn't mind. I didn't care who rode where, right? But I got a story to tell. So one night I'm picking, you know, people up like 1:30. It's a Friday night or Saturday night. I pick up this guy from this Hispanic club. He's about 5'2". He's drunk out of his mind. He sits in the front seat. I'm like, all right, whatever. So
solo? It's just him?
So it's just him solo. So we going along, playing my music. And he starts asking me if I have a girlfriend, if I have a wife.
Oh, come on.
But he's talking like half Spanglish, half English. And I'm like, yeah.
Hey, you got a chiquita.
and then he asked me if he could give me head. And I'm like,
oh, no.
Bro.
Do you want one?
And I'm like, yo.
you got a chiquita? No. Do you want one?
And I'm like, yo. Nah, dog, like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'll kick you out of this car right now. And so,
oh no.
And then he does it. Then he does it. Then
go back.
You said I'll kick you out of this car right now.
Yeah. And then he's like, my bad. And I'm like, all right. So again, this is like probably my first month driving. So I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Wait, you didn't tell my man to get in the back seat?
Well, that's what I'm saying, Jerv. Like, I'm driving. I'm on the freeway.
Yeah.
Oh, you on the freeway? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm on the freeway.
Like the ride has begun.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So I'm on the freeway, and so I'm mashing down the freeway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like,
he tried to get a fantasy off on you, right?
And so I'm in a tight spot because I don't know, like, if I report this nigga or if I kick this nigga out, like, is it gonna be something where my account gets suspended? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
is there an investigation that happens?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I'm trying to avoid anybody knowing, hearing about this scenario. But now I'm just in the front seat, hot, like, this motherfucker. And so he starts talking to me again, and I'm like, yo, bro, like, nah, like, just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, he goes through the same line of questioning again. And I'm like, yeah, man, I got a chick. Like, don't be asking me nothing like that anymore. Like, and then, bro, he asked me again. I was so hot. And then, bro, he tries to put his arm around me.
He got to go. Yo,
bro.
Yo, he tried to, what you call it? He tried to was my man.
The phase
I love you.
They put their hands on you
like this, and I just stiff arm, bro, like from the front seat. And I got off the freeway. Luckily, it was like 1 minute away from the exit. Got off the freeway, opened the door for bro, like reached over, like, hey, get the fuck out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Gave him 1 star because the other thing was the name on the shit was like Greg. It wasn't even a Hispanic name. It was like some like
Gregito.
Yeah, whoever his partner was is the one who got the Uber.
1 star.
Got the Uber for him.
He's a terrible person to pick up.
Yeah. So after that,
hold on. No. Jason gave him a 1 because the drivers rate you too, Jerv.
That's what I meant. Yeah, like
I thought you were saying that he gave Jason a 1
did
star.
give Jason a 1 star.
Wouldn't even give me head.
So
that's why impolite.
Right, that's not polite.
That's exactly why you're not polite.
But, so after that, I don't let if there's not 4 people, I don't let anybody sit in the front just automatically ever since that situation. Now keep in mind, like
I'm saying, what about three people? Because that's the
3 people. I try to like, hey, you know what I'm saying? But if it's like, a bigger person or something, I'm like, okay, whatever.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if it's me and 2 of my homies, I'm not sitting in I will sit. I offer to take the front seat. And every time I open it, it's always the same thing. The driver be sitting like this, and then he like super surprised, like, oh shit, why are you here? And he always be having like a lighter and a bottle of water and shit on the seat. I'll be like, I start moving that shit. Like,
I always gotta like grab my sweater and then like put it on my side, and it's just like now I'm all hunched up. You know what I'm saying? But I have had what?
Yo, Paul thought it was sweet with Jason.
That was sick. Bro.
He was on it. He said, "Oh yeah, yo." I wonder if my man, when he ordered the Uber, he saw your profile pic. It was like, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm sure something like that happened, bro.
That's why you keep the dating apps and the rideshare apps in different folders.
Right.
I was like, I swiped right on this guy, and he came by and gave me a ride.
Hey, he thought he was a bonus action on that. He picked the wrong shit. Like, yo. When you get in an Uber, right, and you get in the back seat, which do you sit behind, the driver or the opposite side?
Opposite side.
Opposite.
I always sit behind the opposite side. The opposite side, because I be scared the driver gonna think I'm gonna do something to him.
Yeah, well, unless the only time I sit on the other side sometimes is this happens in New York or other cities where it's a lot of one-way streets. If I'm on this side and I get in, like sometimes, most of the time, I'll burn the calorie and I'll slide across till I get to the other side.
Burn the calorie.
But sometimes I'm lazy, man. I'm like, yo, I just want to fucking sit here for a second. So if it's cold outside, like let me just sit here for a second, warm up, and then I'll worry about moving and stuff.
Especially if you have like a bag or something.
Oh yeah,
like so you just take your bag off and you'll put the bag right over.
Transfer it like this, like you got to come almost like Euro step through the car. Like it's too much. Sometimes it's too much. Also, if the driver has their seat all the way back, it's like, oh man, like it's hard for me to even like.
I be laid back Maybach sometimes too. So I want to influence somebody to sit on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, so you drive with your seat, like you leaning up, but your seat be all the way back, or you be driving with your seat back?
I be driving with my like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy optics for an Uber driver, bro.
I be having that sometimes. I'm like, yo, you know what? I know this is gonna be a good ride because the motherfuckers that be sitting up, the motherfuckers that want to talk. I just don't want to talk, man. That's my whole thing. It's like I don't want to talk. How was your flight? My flight was good. And like when it's I say, where did you come from? Like, oh, come on, man. Or coming home or coming to it, like, oh, just drive, man. I get it, what you're doing. Just say, man, we good. Especially because I'm on comfort. It says quiet. I literally pay the extra
for the quiet
buck or whatever. Yeah. To get just don't talk to me.
So you basically pay $1 for no one to talk to you, but they still talk to you.
Sometimes.
Nah, it'd be way more than $1 though, bro. It'd be like a $3, $5 bump.
It depends. It depends. I've had it in Miami where it was cheaper to get the comfort than it was Uber X. I'm like,
that's happened too.
But yeah, no, I've had also like chick scenarios as well. Like I had a chick.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a chick.
He said, I gotta make sure that I get this out there too. Because I can't leave y'all with just
I can't.
Fuck that shit.
I cannot. But I was in Santa Clarita and I picked up like probably like mid-40s, like I think it was like 3 mid-40s chicks. And the chick in the back, bro, starts giving me a massage from the back seat.
Hey, do we need to bossa nova this?
Like,
nah, I just want to know where this is going. Okay,
I didn't take it there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of guy. Like I don't just. I feel like when I'm at, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing work. Like I'm not trying to get caught up in I'm not trying to be on the news or no weird situations. Like you never know, bro. Like so, I'm like, this is not really the setting that I want to be playing that, like playing it fast and loose. You know what I'm saying? Like with the rules. But sometimes, you know what I'm saying, chicks be getting in the car and be drunk and they just, you know, they be like really feeling themselves. And I'm like, yeah, all right. Like, you know, you play along, but yeah.
I bet you get 4 to 5 stars.
Exactly. I'm just trying to get a good rating, brother. I ain't trying to take it past nothing other than that.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was in Phoenix one time. I got picked up like by 44th in Washington. Amin.
Yeah.
3 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
And I end up bagging her. And I was like, yo, when your last ride? She like, oh, it's now. It's just I closed.
I can't do it. You know what's funny, Jason? I get the same thing. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, is she being friendly or is she throwing me rhythm? And then I'm like, man, I don't want to end up in no Jameis situation. Like that's all I think about.
Exactly, bro. Like it's literally could be easily a worst case scenario in that situation. So like a lot of girls will get my Instagram and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, if you want to hit me after or whatever, like maybe, you know, whatever. It doesn't, you know, nothing really happens. But it is like an interesting little scenario, you know, because it's like you could get some play depending on how you want to play.
Jason, you should have like a spoof Instagram, like strictly for the Uber driving, and just give people that. Like, that should just be hilarious, bro.
That's like funny. That's actually a good idea.
Oh, do you have the camera, the dash cam? The one that
I wish I did.
Taxi cab confessions, baby.
Bro, the shit that goes on, the shit that niggas be saying and bitches be saying in the back of the whip is just, it's crazy.
I'm telling you, bro. I get a dash cam, and then just blur out the faces so you don't have to deal with releases or whatever.
Right. Because I would be a motherfucking star on nigga TikTok or some shit.
Absolutely. Bro, I'm telling you, like, just have to get the shit right here and like the same shit where you they always have the signs, because I've been in the cars where it says you are being recorded.
Right.
So you got the signs out there.
Yeah.
When you get the video, you just put like the little timestamp, like 1:35 a.m.
Yeah.
Right. And then you can blur the faces and just be like, just go from there, man. Like, just edit.
Could you imagine being recognized and they be like, yo, that's the driver that be recording people. Yo, what's up, bro?
They'll get hyped. You know, what's funny, they'll get hyped. They're like, like, yo, is it a way you could do it without our faces being blurred?
You'll be in such demand on Uber.
Nah, it'd be crazy. It'd be real crazy. But that's another interesting thing too, is like I get a lot of people like that who are, you know, because I play pretty good music and have, you know, conversations. People like, oh, can you come pick me up? Or like, you're the best Uber. And I'm like, motherfucker, that's not how this shit works. Like, this is a one and done.
So my this is way back. This is my oldest and my mom and me. We're all together. This is my dad wasn't here. And my sister wasn't here, and my mom doesn't drive. And so when I traveled, I didn't travel as often as I do now, but when I traveled, my mom would have to Uber to take the kid to school. So she actually ended up matching with like an old Afghanistani guy. And so she got very comfortable with like this dude or whatever. So then what my mom ended up doing was like, she got his number and then he knew, hey, like at 8 a.m. is when we're going to school. So he would just be in the area. And then she would request, and it was like by proximity, that was the one. And so that's how it happened. But like that's obviously that's a really unique situation. You can't do that on the regular. I wonder if Uber would do Uber request.
Yeah,
Like
I wonder what keeps them from doing that, like being able to request particular drivers.
I'm gonna tell you the same shit the NFL.
I think it's a hack.
It's a hack.
Yeah,
Like
because they don't want you to make a certain amount of money if you hack in the system like that. You become a private driver. You know what I'm saying? Basically for somebody.
Right.
Because you take away rides from competitors. Like y'all kind of gamifying.
But at the same time, if you became a private driver, that's still you're still giving your cut to Uber. You kind of fucked up. You're almost better off just doing a straight cash homie.
Oh yeah, no, that's what exactly. I actually had this conversation with somebody in the car the other day about dog walking because there's a lot of people who like walk dogs for companies, and I mean, it makes sense to do it for Uber because of how the app works and all that. But like for dog walking, like I couldn't imagine getting paid, whatever the minimum wage is to walk 4 or 5 dogs for this fetch or whatever the fuck the company is, and not just going straight to the person with the dog. Like, what are you paying this motherfucker? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy? We got a dog policy at our job. I would service my job. Like, I would walk in and be like, yo, while y'all in y'all little office, like y'all got meetings, I walk y'all dogs. They probably would make so much money off us.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Out here, because I be going on hikes, and it be niggas walking, 20 dogs, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how much is this motherfucker making? Yeah, like 20 dogs on a hike. But they told me, like, I guess it's a
How does one person walk that many dogs?
It's amazing. Every time
they get dragged around, or what was?
No, all the dogs. It's called a pack. It's called a pack walk. It's like a thing, and then like I guess it's cheaper to get your dog in a pack walk. So they have like pack walks for hikes, pack walks just for like a normal like walk around the block. But yeah, it's a popular thing out here. Like, and you'll see like all different breeds of dogs, like basically just walking with each other. Like some of them are leashed, some of them don't have a leash, and nigga, they're walking up the hills and the mountains and the whole shit. Like it's a common thing.
That's incredible. People and their dogs, man, every single time.
Well, speaking of for all the dogs, let's get to Mos Def. And
shit, man. Okay, so if you don't know, Mos Def was on some podcast, and the host asked him, "Do you consider Drake hip hop?" And Mos Def said, "No, I consider it pop." And he said, "When I think about Drake music, I think about like shopping, which is like commercialism, shopping, which again I think was on point." And then he said, like, I think about shopping at Target. And that's when I was like, all right, now you crossing from, yeah, you're pretty accurate. It is commercial music. It is made to be pop. It is made to be widespread accessibility to people. You say shopping at Target. Now you kind of say like this shit is.
That was a dig for sure.
Some bitch shit, like basically.
But I think he was partially referencing the viral video of the guy that's shopping in Target. Have you seen it? I mean,
no, I don't think he was referencing that. I think
you don't think so?
I think he was literally saying like you walk into a actual establishment and they'll be playing Drake versus if you're playing, it's very rare you're gonna walk in a spot and hear a Mos Def, a Common, a conscious rap flow, a Tribe Called Quest, if that, the non-popular songs, and hear it, you know what I mean? But like Drake, you can hear the shit in everything, in any place you go to, any car you go to, any stadium. It is literally sought after.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, so I don't know, I have a lot of takes in regards to this. I think it was less about conscious per se, and because at the end of what he's saying, he talks about the fall of the empire. And so I think it's more about the fact that the music doesn't really have a particular message. It's kind of like rooted in narcissism and like, what Drake likes. And but again, it's pop, but he's saying it's great though. At the same time, like this is all under the umbrella of like him saying it's likable, it's great. Like we're in the target, like so many SKUs, so many products. Yeah. And he's basically saying like, this is something that feeds consumerism.
And I agree with that point, but his delivery.
Yeah, it's very like
it was very snarky and subtle.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, look at me! It's shopping. So many SKUs like that. You're not talking about the actual like intellectual point there. At that point, when you do that voice, you're saying, "Oh, look at these bitch ass niggas shopping," and "Oh, I need to buy a mocha latte and listen to Drake." That's what he's doing.
No, for sure. And so with that though, I feel like there used to be a time where niggas could freely not only critique like other artists and shit, but also just talk shit. Like we're no longer like it reminds me of being in the studio or being backstage with like a bunch of rap niggas. And like niggas would just be talking shit about niggas and shit and like then go out and perform and then like everything would be fine. But the way that we get information now, like we're privy to a conversation. He would be having this conversation with Talib Kweli and Dave Chappelle and other niggas.
Sure, but that's not what this was. This was an interview.
No, it was.
This wasn't like a natural, candid conversation that was caught on camera.
No, it was like, an interview.
This is him being interviewed and him saying his thing. And by the way, I want to stand up for this generation. Don't let them make y'all believe like, oh, that's what it is now. Back then, this conversation has existed since literally the beginning of hip hop. Because the niggas that was Grandmaster Flash and them niggas were mad at Sugar Hill Gang because fucking hip hop, wasn't about nothing. It was talking about scoot it up, do that, and America, we love you, and all that shit. Like it was about nothing, right? And meanwhile, these niggas Grandmaster Flash talk about like broken glass everywhere, like
right.
So. It's
the evolution of hip hop, bro. That's all.
It's not the evolution of hip hop. It's constant. This is from the beginning. This is life. There's always been like songs that are really popular, and then there's the songs that like the real shit. And the ones that make the real shit, we used to call them backpack rappers, are always mad, right? And we got lines. You got lines like Common Sense saying, "If I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean that I'm hating." You get lines like Jay-Z, truthfully, I wish I could rhyme like Common Sense, but I sold 5 mil. I ain't rhyme like Common Sense. Like that's.
But it wasn't always backpacker. So I want to clarify that because I feel like Drake also inhabits a little bit of this kind of MC Hammer space where it's like niggas think he's soft. Now MC Hammer, we know it's not soft, but like Be True to the Game was Ice Cube getting at MC Hammer and saying like, You didn't flip flop. You didn't crossed over, and that's kind of on the rap side. That's the notion that I'm getting from Mos Def. Obviously, like Drake knows Mos Def. He mentions him in his last album that he paid him for a show and all this shit back in the day. So I think Mos respects him to a certain extent, but he does think he's probably not as pure of an artist, but at the same time, again, I think the point about this kind of like empire collapse thing was a little bit more interesting to me. But the most interesting thing to me as a nigga, I really do not like niggas with goatees or beards and no mustache.
No mustache. The Lincoln, the Abe Lincoln, man.
You can't.
That shit bothers me too. It bothers me too.
It can't be the DL Hughley. There's a couple other characters who have it.
No, that looks super weird on people.
Like,
the only thing that's worse than that is just the no, stash isn't bad. It's just the butt face, like the.
He got the Uncle Ice, man. He got the Uncle
I was
Ice.
always told don't trust anyone.
Tay Diggs was another one of them niggas that would shave the mustache and have a beard.
That's
crazy.
that Spanish flow. That Spanish flow right there.
Yeah, that shit was
Full
crazy.
verse.
So it's like you kind of can't take a nigga too serious without a mustache.
You wow. Nah, I honestly think that it was cool. You know what I mean? I think it's constructive criticism from a peer, but it also comes off hating because he's older.
It comes up hating because of the
Drake is also
delivery, right?
sensitive about.
It's definitely the delivery, yo.
Yeah, it's
Like
delivery.
what
the
he
mannerisms.
Like
everything.
if you read his transcript, it'd be like, yeah, it's a good point, man. Like that's what this music is designed to do. It's designed to be accessible and commercial and tied in with fucking selling shit, like with shopping or whatever. But the way he says it is mad, like, I don't know. Like, his delivery.
Let me ask y'all this real quick.
His
right?
first person shooter, pew pew.
So when y'all go into stores, do y'all come in and listen to your own music, or do y'all listen to the store music?
Depends.
Man, I ain't got time for that shit. I'm trying to be in and out.
I'm listening to the store music for sure.
Nigga,
like if I go to Dover Street.
Hold up. My bad, bro. Hold up, dog. You strike me as the motherfucker that walks around all day just listening to fucking music. Now you're trying to tell me you walk into a store. I ain't got time to be listening to music.
Jerv, I won't lie. I had Trey walking around Target listening to the Andre 3000 flute album and shit.
Exactly. Like, who is this guy?
Absolutely not. No, first of all, I make my own list. I know go straight to the aisles and buy all that stuff. But I will say where I hear the music the most of me and I acknowledge, ignore that.
To the nigga in row 20.
Yeah. They say it, please. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that bullshit.
You know what I hate? Whenever you be muting, waiting for the announcement to end, like sometimes have it on, and them niggas won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And you can tell they ain't even got shit to say. They'd be like, but just end it, man. We got it.
By the way,
and the weather is 28 degrees.
Y'all were wondering, y'all wondering it's 28 degrees outside. It's fun fact about January 14th.
Oh my God.
Nigga,
shut the fuck up.
So what I was about to say, where I do listen to is if I go into like a coffee shop and like they're playing hip hop, I'll be like, oh, okay, this what's up. Like, why y'all play? It's a random spot that y'all playing dope music, or it's like that, where I actually have time to sit down and just like kind of catch it. But like, I feel like when I'm shopping, I'm on the go, bro. I ain't thinking about that shit.
I hear you. I imagine you as the person that just like literally like life is just music to you. So like you just like every second of the day you're consuming. It's not every second, but you know what I mean. Like very often you're just walking around listening to music, listening to new shit. I mean that's just who I think you are, brother. I'm clearly I'm wrong.
I ain't gonna lie though. I might come, and this is the thing that people may be thinking about Jason instead of me, but I'll be listening to Huberman Labs all the time for like 3-hour pods, bro. Just really mobbing.
What the fuck that is, bro?
Oh yeah, that's a pod.
Like, I don't even know. Niggas be thinking that's about Jason. I don't even know what you're talking about, son.
Nah, because it's like the pods be like 3 hours and 50 minutes though, so I have to break them down. So whenever I can listen to them, I listen to them. Like, right. I'm not about to sit there and listen to a pod for 4 hours straight.
So that's how I do, man. I'll be listening to shit. You know what I'm into now, by the way? So weird. Audiobooks.
Audiobooks is fire, bro.
Dog, because I realize if I just think about it like a really good podcast, I'm like, now I can listen to that. Before I was like, this is dumb. How you gonna listen to a book? Now I'm like, oh, I ain't mad at this, man.
Well, it's two birds and one stone.
Right. You podcast and you reading a book, technically. But let me ask y'all though, like, how did y'all feel about what Mos Def said, like in totality? And then also like, what do y'all think about like these type of reactions where it's always like the fan base of the artist on some Taylor Swift, Nicki Minaj, Drake, whatever. Whenever somebody says something about an artist, it's always like 100,000 people coming for like.
I mean, it's that aspect. It's always been that. It's just that now we have social media. It seems like it's a lot more. But if you think about it, like when we were younger, like everyone had like, at least for me, everyone had their artists that they like fucked with, right? Like, you know, the rapper that they like probably like the most, or the R&B person they like the most, but you know, that you like a lot of shit, but you know, you know, like people always, if someone talks shit about them, then you always, I mean, I don't want to go too crazy because I know Trey would say motherfucking the nigga Hove is my pop or some ignorant shit. You know what I'm saying? So let me just get that. I'm gonna 8 Mile you. I'm gonna just get that shit out the way. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
Cheddar Bob.
Let me ask you all this. Let me ask you all this. Connected to that, have you ever been, I guess, quote unquote, on the wrong rooting side of rap beef?
Yes.
What was yours, Trey?
Game and 50.
Oh,
I was GU not.
Dog, what? Yeah. GU not? That video was great. That DVD was hilarious.
No, man. No, I think
y'all don't remember the GU not DVD?
Nah, 50 fucking destroyed that nigga, man.
Bro, this nigga Game. There's a scene. I'm gonna find it. There's a scene in that shit where Game is going through, like, he got like a trap house basically, and he's got a bunch of shit on the floor, and there's a 50-cent CD somewhere in like a pile of clothes. And he takes that shit and he chucks it at the wall. Bro, this nigga Game was so silly, bro. Like, he made the beat fucking comedy. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you, dog. No disrespect.
I was biased.
No disrespect to Game, but he was the most annoying nigga during that era. The most annoying motherfucking rapper during that era.
It's funny because, like, to me, it was like 50 destroyed this nigga, man. When they brought out the Change of Heart, I was like, oh man, come on, man. What are you talking about, man? And it was like, I literally lost all respect for, like, and it's never been the same. I can't look at that nigga seriously. I was just like, I can't. And people forget, by the way, Joe Budden fucking torched his ass too. Joe had the fucking whole, what was the he did the shit on the DOC beat, the funky, like he had a whole ass shit. Nah, man.
But then
he tried to take on the whole industry.
But that's when Game came with 300 bars, though, right?
No one listened to that shit. Shit was too
what?
Hard, bro.
That's one of Game's hardest shit ever.
We was listening to it. I said we was listening to it on West Coast.
300 bars was hard. Come on, we ain't gonna rewrite history right now.
That nigga used to be on Philly. Our radio station, Power 99. He used to call up that shit like once a week during this whole run and just call and talk shit about the Young Guns. Like, it used to be annoying. This nigga was everywhere. It was just like, yo, just shut up, man. Like, why are you always talking about somebody? Just handle 50 and go pause. And you know what I mean? Where about it?
Jerv, what was your wrong end of rap beef rooting?
I know what people probably think it would be, but I think Hove won, so I wasn't on the wrong end. With that,
here's the thing. Here's what I'll say. First of all, this question, what I love about this question is everyone says, yeah, absolutely, I've been on the wrong side. And then when you ask, hey, what is it? Motherfuckers start saying, well, actually, that motherfucker didn't really lose. Because there's a part that stays with you. By the way, on your shit, Jerv, I'm going to say this. I think Ether resonated with people more because it was so energy and like just you felt like this nigga was spitting truths, while the Takeover was mad calm and dissecting. I think the Takeover is a better song. I think it's a more organized diss. I think this motherfucker's pulling real ass receipts of shit that happened. I know who I paid, dog. Searchlight Publishing, right? Whereas Nas is just like, nigga, you look gay. All right,
Nas took every line of each. It's first of all, it's a verse versus a song, right? He took every line that Hove did, right? And then he made how you were just saying, like a whatever version of that, but just like he might have made a verse off of this one line, and then the next verse is off of another. Like it's the same diss as Hove did, but it's just done in a.
Oh, he did it. Well, okay, so I'll give you a great example. My wrong side of rap beef. And as I said, like I know I'm fucking lost, but then I'm like, that nigga didn't really lose. Fucking Cannabis and LL. Because all LL did was because Cannabis said 90% of your fans were high heels. And LL was like, 90% of your fans don't exist, which doesn't even really
nigga.
fucking mean anything.
No, that's what you mean. That's a hard ass bar.
What does that mean? What does that fucking mean?
First of all, don't compare the two because that was a surgical fucking embarrassment of an individual, bro.
Who?
Like surgical. LL. The whole fucking shit. Yo, that
LL was
run
just yelling,
he had
man.
was just,
He was just yelling.
Oh, come
He was
on,
just
bro.
yelling. He was just yelling. Cannabis shit was way harder, man. That second round knockout was way harder.
First of all, it's one song. Made like a million tracks about this nigga, and every shit was just better, and just like, come on, we're not gonna disrespect. We're not disrespecting
but look, I mean, you're doing the thing. You're doing.
I know. Because I sit here, I know LL won it, but like when I transport myself back, like, nah, man. Like none of his shit was as hard as second round knockout.
You like, man, that bar even makes sense, man.
With Beans and Kiss, right? With Beans and Kiss, who do y'all think won? Because I want to know if I was on the wrong side with that. Who do y'all think?
Yeah, you were. You were.
I wasn't on a draw.
That was a draw.
I wasn't on the Beans side.
That's the only draw in hip hop.
I was Kiss. Pause. All day.
Yeah, I was rolling with Kiss. I was rolling with Kiss too.
J to the moi.
I
was rolling J to Kiss too, man.
Yeah,
he got
just
on
like,
the,
by the way,
Beanie Siegel got on the Jadakiss beat. He got on the Kiss beat and really,
nigga.
What's funny, Jason? I really think you grimy too, and everybody likes you better in that shiny suit. Like,
listen, it was amazing, bro.
Yeah, no, he did it.
That was a good beef.
He did his shit. He did his shit. I think Jason. I thought Jadakiss won. I think Jadakiss might be undefeated, to be honest with you. Because I like Jadakiss versus 50. Like 50. I love 50, man. I was super G Unit nigga, whatever. But every time I think about that track, Problem Child, I'm like, yeah, you nigga killed him, man. He killed him. Like every line was just so fucking good. The nigga said, can't really figure this clown out. Where's he from? Jamaica, Queens, Cali, or down south? Oh man, what did he say? Since you like duets so much, I get you a hospital with bunk beds. Without Dr. Dre, you would just make slow jams. Come up with all of that witness protection program. Oh man, like that whole that Problem Child shit was fucking crazy.
That? I don't know that song.
Oh, you never heard Problem Child?
That was Jadakiss.
He's not a problem child. He's just a child with a problem.
Oh, I've heard that bar before. I've heard that.
Hold on.
You what was I gonna ask? What side were y'all on with Ja and 50 when that first happened?
Oh, come on, man.
That wasn't not even a question. Like
no.
But that's the thing. Like niggas, the 50 was so genius because he kind of like felt the temperature of the culture. He knew that niggas didn't really fuck with Ja Rule to begin with.
There was niggas out here that was fucking with Ja Rule.
I'm gonna tell you where
I was a Ja Rule fan.
I'm
gonna tell you what. No.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna tell you where Ja fucked up. I'm gonna tell you exactly where Ja fucked up. Ja was, by the way, the much bigger artist. He should have just ignored him. He should have just kept making them songs, kept making them money. The moment he made Clap Back, his fan base was like, this isn't what we like. And the real niggas who was listening to like 50 and shit, they're like, nigga, you can't come and do Clap Back now. Nigga don't give a fuck about that. So you kind of lost you didn't recruit new fans. You lost your fan base. And then the genius move was 50 went in and made the same type of songs Ja Rule would make.
Same exact shit.
He fucking okey doke that nigga.
That's why Steve Harvey is smart for not responding to.
Yeah, man, let that nigga yell whatever. And like fucking Eazy-E said, but Dre Day only made Easy Payday. Just all I'm gonna do. It don't matter if I write rhymes, I write checks. Like just be the nigga that makes money and let these niggas yell. This is the track, by the way. The nigga said your career is based on someone damn near killing you.
Yeah.
Like that shit. Now you gotta understand, like, I'm again big 50 fan, right? I heard that shit and I was like, damn.
Yeah. No, I remember hearing that record before.
There's levels to this shit.
It's been a while since I heard that song though. Now Jada is one of the best all time. You know what I'm saying? If you want to put Jadakiss in your top 5, nobody's gonna argue with you.
Top 5, dead or alive.
But I just felt like Beanie.
There was another beef that I just remembered.
Bro, so many West Coast beefs. So, what about like the low key beefs? Because one of my, I don't want to say favorites, but one of the most funniest beefs is like Tupac and Dr. Dre. Like the way Tupac this nigga, like on some of his songs, like
fucking all of that shit, like Cube and Dre, Easy and Dre.
Cube and Dre. Obviously, Cube and NWA is a great few. You know, gave us No Vaseline, which is one of the greatest diss records of all time. Like, and 100 Miles and Running. So, you know,
real motherfucking G's from Eazy-E.
Right.
Dre Day, which I guess is a diss track, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Dre Day.
You know what Dr. Dre beef we didn't need?
Jermaine Dupri.
Yes.
Oh,
we did not need that beef. We did not need that beef.
He called her, you midget. Mini me. What did he say?
Jump in? Didn't Timberland jump in?
Yeah. At the end of the track, he says, hey, tell him to suck my dick. Yo, that was a funny ass beat because he did the track and he had fucking Eminem on that shit, right?
Yeah, Eminem got a Jermaine Dupri as well. Like, and this is when Eminem was beefing with Benzino.
Yeah,
another beef we did not need.
He said 100 million records sold.
One perspective,
and I didn't have to do it with 10 and 11-year-olds.
I mean, I wish the Benzino Eminem beef would have never happened. I feel like we might still have the source or some version of it.
They killed the magazine. Yo, think about that shit. Magazine, like that magazine went from like that was the public record. That was like, yo, an album comes out. I'm gonna look in the source, see how many mics it got. I'm gonna look for the unsigned high, whatever, and like overnight, them niggas were done.
Well, the truth of the matter is, Eminem was really just like a whistleblower. He pointed, he let us know, like, hey, these 5 mic ratings is some bullshit. Like,
it's pay for play.
This is all payola.
Because he gave himself 5 mics.
He gave
himself 5 mics.
That shit was crazy. Like,
why did he do that?
Like, naysayer, please. Ain't nobody believing all that shit.
Do y'all follow Super Ray on Instagram? That nigga Super Ray. He does the voiceovers for like when someone be cooking. She's like, I don't know what she doing here. Like, the latest.
You talking about, is that the dude that looks out the window?
No, the nigga that does the Benzino dog. I sent you that shit.
Oh, Benzino dog. Benzino dog. Yes.
These dogs. I've never seen these dogs in my life before, but now all of a sudden on the internet is so many of these dogs that don't have a neck. It's literally dog head and then body and like little legs running around. And every time this nigga get a video, they like, Benzino dog. They got a Benzino dog.
Man, imagine being famous for something like that.
Dog, it's crazy because Benzino, if he was smart, he could have been a behind the scenes nigga his whole life.
Yeah.
And been huge. He could have fucking flipped that shit 100 different ways. Instead, the nigga stabbed Paul Pierce, got destroyed by fucking Eminem.
Wait, he's the one who stabbed Paul Pierce?
Allegedly.
Made Men.
Oh, I forgot. Made Men was his crew.
Yeah,
man. Man,
you gotta say allegedly, right?
Yeah, there's been so many random rap crews. I forgot. I was thinking of somebody's crew the other day. I was like, damn, I wonder where they're at, what they're doing.
There was another fucking West Coast beef I'm trying to think of, man. Who was it? Them niggas was funny too. Was it Razzcast?
Razzcast did get in a beef. He got in a couple beefs. Damn. Now I gotta go back and do my beef research. Niggas used to have the beef DVDs.
Oh man.
That was an era. Beef DVDs. Was that QD3? Was that QD3 who did that?
Yeah. Yep.
Back when you had beef, you just
it was game.
Making songs.
It was game. I forgot about that shit. Fucking
Trey said pause at beef research.
Yeah. Oh shit. All right, let's see what else we got here.
We got the tunnels, man. We got to talk. Speaking of New York, we got to talk about the tunnels.
Man, the Jew tunnels, man. Again, I in the words of my man Steven Jackson, I got love for everybody who love everybody. This is not ethnicity thing or religious persuasion or whatever. I'm just saying it was a tunnel built by some Jewish people. Going under. My favorite that tweet was like, I hear people speaking Yiddish, but I live on the ground floor. And the nigga's like, y'all owe me an apology. You know,
put me on.
Okay,
like where were they going? I saw it, but I didn't like. Where were the tunnels? Where were they going?
Apparently, the tunnel was in between two different. The story gets crazier than just a Hasidic Jew climbing out of a sewer. The tunnel was built, I want to say during the pandemic, between two different temples or two different like spots, synagogues. Now, apparently, the one side was like, we don't rock with them anymore. So they wanted to shut that shit down. But the niggas on this side were like, no, we're not shutting this shit down. And that's how like the cops got tipped off about it. So then the cops came and shut the shit down and all hell broke loose. And so it's one of those things like the first time I heard about it, someone sent me a tweet and the tweet was like, imagine you're walking down the street and you see a Hasidic Jew climb out of the sewer, but you don't have your phone on you or your phone ran out of battery. And you trying to tell someone this story without sounding anti-Semitic. And I was like, what the fuck? Because the original tweet had been referring to was deleted. So I was like, I went back to my friend. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this about? My friend was like, yo, there's a Jew tunnel in New York. I'm like, what the? I was like, I can't Google that shit. So they were like, just look up New York tunnel because it'll come up. And I did, and I saw the video.
Google that shit.
Oh, shit is nuts. Because at first I was like, yo, this must be some crazy shit. Like these people are so afraid that they built tunnels to escape just in case, like the shit get cracking. Yeah. Then I found out, like, no, this had nothing to do with no.
Nah,
this
wasn't a response to anti-Semitism. Yeah, this wasn't a bunker for.
No,
this was, the end days. This
was people want to access they go across the street basically without being outside. So,
bro, but that video
it's just building
is one of the funniest videos. Like, if you were to explain that video to somebody, like you said, like nigga would be like, "What are you telling a bad joke? Like, are you telling a tasteless joke right now?" But that shit is hilarious. The nigga had the hat on. The covering was like the perfect size for like a human to come out of too. And I was like, who cut the hole in this motherfucker to make it so that a nigga could just like and just
slide
and he just slid out like it was so normal too. He wasn't even like looking like it was crazy.
Weren't they rumbling like the cops or something too? Like
yeah, man.
Yeah, they was catching fans down there.
I don't understand. Like, why are they rumbling? Like, what's like?
They don't want that tunnel taken away.
Who cares? Like, what's down there? Did anyone go down there and see what's down there?
I'm sure this
praying. Yeah, I don't know, bro. But like, that was
curious. Like, I want to know what's in the tunnel. What if they got some good shit down there?
I need to know. You fucking curious ass bitch. Jerv, like, what's happening down here, man?
What y'all niggas got going on down here?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna just look from the top. I'm not gonna walk down there though. Like, I'm gonna just look.
What if they got hoes over there, man?
Oh man, I'm good, bro. I'm not going into. No, dog. I'm not going into no tunnel. Anytime someone does that in the movie,
not no tunnel like
come out.
Not no like homemade tunnel. Like that's the other thing is like y'all tunnel through this shit. Like I don't trust y'all niggas, man.
That's what I wonder. Like, did they hire contractors to do this motherfucker? Was it like a 6-month situation? Was niggas like bickering over the price on how to, you know what I'm saying, the entryways? Like, how do they get this shit done?
I've had a million things in my life that I wanted to accomplish. So I've done some so far, some I haven't. 2 things that were on my list since I was a kid to accomplish was to never fall in the well. right?
That was
Never get
big.
trapped in a well.
That was big in the 80s and 90s, man.
Yo,
Kids getting
never
trapped
get
in wells.
trapped in a
I don't know what the
well,
fuck that was
my nigga.
about. That's my generation. I don't know what we were doing. We were getting stuck in wells constantly.
Where were all
My
these
nigga,
wells?
here you go. I'll
don't
keep it
know.
a beam with you. I'll keep it real. I'm kind of like terrified of wells. Like I don't, even as an adult, like I don't go close to them, dog. I don't know. Like it was a million kids were just getting trapped in wells as we were kids. And the other one was to never get trapped in the tunnel. Like, cause all those coal miners and everything and all those movies. Like, so I'm good. I don't.
Bro, have y'all ever been to Mexico or like anywhere that has like the cenotes?
No.
Oh
I
my
haven't.
God. So I have like a fear of heights and I'm a little claustrophobic as well. It might just be a part of being black. But like in the cenotes, for real. In the cenotes, it's basically like an underground cave tunnel, you know what I'm saying? And like whenever I get in an enclosed area where if like the thing behind me gets shut off, like, and I would be trapped, like I get like the craziest, like,
damn.
Oh, wait, is that the
fear. But like you gotta be calm
in
though.
the water, like the cave Jones?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Oh, now,
But it's fun,
now
though.
this nigga feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Now this nigga
Listen. I'm going back to what Amin said, because he said put some hoes down there, and I'm thinking that really wasn't my thing, right? But I've been to Mexico and I've done that, right?
Nigga will steal from their brother.
Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something. All right. I was scared out of my mind the entire time, dog. That was in there, but wasn't gonna let that shit show. Hell no. I'm not gonna be weak out in this motherfucker tunnel.
Bro, that shit's scary.
Time.
But it's funny because you'll see like little kids playing in the little, little pool area that they got like in there and all that. And
with no care in the world, bro. And here I am, a grown ass man.
Man,
like,
I am shook.
Like I'm not going too far away from that opening because
bro, I've
seen in movies that these shits collapse.
If a cloud blocks the sun, I'm running for the light. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wait, what's going on back there? Like, and luckily it's no wildlife or like no fish or nothing that can live in there. But bro, if there was anything, because that's the other thing, I'm scared. There's some motherfucking Loch Ness, some shit. You know what I'm saying? A crocodile, anything.
This nigga, you got mythical animals coming up out the water.
For sure. It's Mr. Tumnus. It's all kind of shit.
Mr. Tumnus?
Yeah, all kind of
Mr. Tumnus?
From fucking Narnia, man.
Lion Witch.
Oh, shit.
The centaur, nigga.
Narnia.
I was thinking about what was the thing in South Park?
What
was that?
It was like a what the fuck was that thing? It was I don't know. Never mind. I can't think. This is why Trey needs to be here. Trey probably would know that.
Right. The Young Thug, my nigga.
Oh yeah. Let's end it. Let's end it with that. Let's end it with that. When they playing lifestyle in the court. Like at some point it just doesn't feel like real life anymore. I feel like we're on some sketch show or something like that.
As my nigga Chuck English would say, this bitch is glitching.
What's happening? Like this DA, like
what is this?
They had no case. They have no case. Like at first when the indictments came in, I was like, fuck, these niggas done they done wiretapped everything and they did the Russell Crowe in American Gangster. Like they pieced in all the pieces together.
Right.
And now I'm listening to their case and I'm like, this is what you guys.
They're literally trying to use lyrics from a song, from a rap song, to prove that this nigga committed a crime. Like, that's the shit. Like, they don't like these bank records and this and that, and he was here at 11:58, and this is what happened. They don't like that's not how this is operating.
Nope.
They're like,
just play the song.
Play the song.
And then I look at the jury like, was I lying?
I want to say shout out to them for playing Lifestyle, because I hadn't heard that in a while, and I definitely went back and started playing that shit over the last couple of days.
I had that.
That's my shit.
Uber.
That shit fucking rolls.
Uber the last couple of nights. I was like, man, yeah, we got to put this Lifestyle back on. This is a banger.
Yo, it was like 50. It was like 55 degrees on on Saturday. like around like 10 a.m. Boom, nigga. Oh man, I had the window down, dog. I had lifestyle playing, bro. I was excited. What?
It's 59 right now, and I'm shivering.
Man, fuck y'all.
Yo, by the way,
fuck y'all good climate niggas.
Speaking of good climate, man, let me I know we said we're ending on that shit, but one more thing. I was in Chicago for the Ring of Honor thing. And they honored like the 95, 96 Bulls and like other great people from Bulls history, Phil Jackson, Tex Winter, Artist Gilmore, Bob Love, obviously Mike and Scotty, and Jerry Krause. And what is it? Jerry Krause, who's dead. So his wife was there representing him. So he said, Jerry Krause, representing Jerry Krause, his wife, Thelma. And they put it on the screen, but it was too late. The niggas had already started booing. They were booing Jerry Krause. And while his widow, she's like, my husband died 3 years ago, and y'all niggas are booing him. She starts crying, and the shit was crazy. But I was trying to think, yo, whose fault is it? Because the reality is this. I get it. Jerry Krause fucked this shit up and tore it down, right? He also built the shit. Everyone's like, well, he didn't draft Michael Jordan. Fair enough. He drafted all them other niggas, though. And traded for Rodman when nobody wanted Rodman. He traded Will Perdue for Dennis Rodman straight up. Think about that shit, man. Like, the dude, like, did his thing for sure. He's the one that, when he hired Doug Collins, he said, you got to have Phil Jackson on your staff because he thought that this motherfucker is going to be a head coach one day. He's the one that fired Doug Collins, even though they'd gone to the conference finals and won 55 games or whatever, and put Phil Jackson in charge. Like, he did mad shit. But people shit on him for the end, and also because Michael Jordan has always never passed up an opportunity to shit on him. So, matter of fact, I guess we know why this shit is.
That's why that's why I was like gesturing like that, because like you keep going, you're getting warmer, and it's like that's exactly why they boo him, and he'll always get booed, and it's unfortunate that they put his wife in that situation, and that's kind of what your question was, like, why would they do that? Everybody knows that nobody in the fan base likes Jerry Krause, specifically because Michael Jordan, the person who represents the Bulls, has always shitted on him and never misses an opportunity to shit on him. So what did you expect? Why would you do that to that lady? That was mean. That was just mean. Because three people knew before it happened. At least three people who were part of the organizing committee knew. Like,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, like, this might get ugly.
I would like to just say that I hope that this incident is something that is follows Chicago sports fans and it's not overlooked, because that's some ignorant ass shit that they did. Right? That's
ignorant. Gentlemen, Jerv is just building a booing Santa Claus, cheering Michael Irvin.
Hold on. No, Michael Irvin, I get, right? Like, listen.
But I'm just saying, like,
I understand your thing.
You don't care about Chicago fans being held accountable. You just care about Philly fans being held to that shit for years.
Bro,
and like
that shit would have been the lead story on fucking Sports Center, fucking on Yahoo's fucking homepage, fucking all over. Everyone would have been breaking news. Like, niggas don't even talk about it anymore. It's irrelevant to them. That's crazy.
But also because the Bulls suck also. So that's probably why it's not front page news. Like, I know Trey's not here to defend his team, but
he probably don't even like the Bulls anymore. he probably got a new team.
Yeah.
He probably a Suns fan now.
Suns or the Bucks. He just, whatever the team is in first place, he might be a Timberwolves fan next week.
Oh, man.
A nigga big front run. I know Trey's not here to defend himself. Now, you know.
But no, it's okay, because we would say this with him here. That's my rule. As long as we say it while the person's here, we can say it when they're not here too. It's not our fault they're not here. They should be here.
Exactly.
All right, let's end it there. Remember, patreon.com/countthethings. Make sure you're locked in. You're getting all that extra content, all the stuff, and the Discord, the extra stuff, the the watch-alongs, etc. For Black Trey, for Big Jerv, for Jay Skills, I'm Amin Hassan, reminding you to stay black, motherfucker.